Hey guys, Hello here. Now, if you guys haven't been aware, Wuthering Waves anniversary, well, the live stream for the anniversary, it was a complete flop. And a lot of people, including some CCs, has been like laying it on Woo about the rather, tasteless fucking anniversary they got going on. Now, of course, you have some people trying to defend this and trying to, look at this from a different perspective, trying to swift the blame on the players and how it's somehow the players' fault that the fucking rerun banners are gone, and the fact that, why would anyone want a free 5 star of a 1X character and that is not worth it, and that people are just over exaggerating about the whole thing. One said person, Neon Infinity, he decided he was going to cram in when it came down to this fucking live stream. Now, normally I wouldn't even bother to even make a video talking about other people's tweets. The only time I did this was through Glide Keo, and that was due to the fact of how the fuck he went about his whole, making a video, then deleting the video, then running to Twitter, and then doing the shit he was doing. But normally I don't make it a point to reply to Twitter posts and whatnot. It isn't a particular thing I do with content creators. But when I kind of need Infinity in particular, I feel that this one does definitely need a response of some sorts because his fucking reply to all this it's just so fucking stupid to me. It really is. So let me read what he says here. And mind you, this is his take on the whole, getting a free 5 star or 1X unit. Okay, so keep this in mind. Seeing a lot of discourse about the certain aspect of the second anniversary, I can agree that the rewards seem mid, quote quote, but I'd rather have 40 pulls over a free 1X unit. And for those that wanted the rerun banners, where were you last year when they were getting slaughtered for being predatory? They improved so much with regards to other aspects of the anniversary that were horrible last year. Massive story content, anniversary level units, and lots of events. I think expecting a free unit at all leads to toxic reactions. I will say right now, this is probably the most stupidest fucking thing I ever read. This part in particular, anyway. I think the best way to rectify this is to just give away a free standard weapon selector. I'm hearing that we might get a free unit for the collab. So a free character dispatch seems pretty redundant if that rumor is true. I'd rather have a collab unit over a 1X unit. Now, this is one of those cases where I'm not even a war player. I don't play the game. So, my opinion about the story and everything else is, is naysay because if I never played it, I can't really judge it. I can only go by what other people have said about it. But when it comes to shit like this, I feel like I often have to be something of a defender of the fucking community. I did this with some of the Star Rail fucking players when that bullshit they went up when they had with that whole fucking we're gonna boycott because of a global passer and then the people that were complaining about it looked incredibly fucking dumb in the grand scheme of things. So I feel like I had to do the same thing with some Wuhan players because I'm sure if they read this, they will think that this is the most fucking dumbest fucking take ever. So let me see if I understand this. Okay, so somehow it's the players' fault for not rallying together for the rerun banners to still be here. It's somehow players' fault for complaining about the rerun banners being predatory for the simple fact that you on the game wasn't giving away a lot of pulls. You have 10 fucking banners if you include 12 banners if you including the fucking limited characters as well. And you was only given so little. And then the fact that the fucking rerun banners was even a 100% fucking drop rate, somehow that's the fault of the players for rightfully complaining and bitching about it. I don't know how that is. I don't know why the fucking one would feel that they should be feeling some kind of fucking way about it because again, they had reason to complain. What the devs should have done is that they should observe what the fuck the complaints about. They should have thought about it a bit clearly, and they should have tweaked it. They could have done anything to reconcile it. But it seems like the word free is it's like an allergic reaction to fucking War for some reason, and it clearly shows for the simple fact that this will be the second year they haven't given away a free fucking character. So they just said, fuck it, we're not going to give you a 1% drop rate. We're not even going to give you a selected. We're just going to remove the whole fucking thing. So how is that not the fault of the devs then? Shouldn't that be the fault of the devs? Why is that the fault of the fucking players that had a rightful reason to complain? The devs should have simply fixed the fucking problem, not say, well, okay, well, people don't like it, so let's just toss it aside. Let's just throw it away. No, no, no. That's not the fault of the fucking players. That's the fault of the devs being too fucking lazy to just fix a fucking problem or just tweak it to at least make it better. If they didn't want to do that, that is not the fault of the fucking players. It's two different things here. It's one thing for players to complain about some shit that really isn't worth complaining about, and the devs decided to remove it because people was bitching for the sake of bitching. Then I can understand that. But you're talking about a case where it was an anniversary where you have 10 or so fucking rerun banners, and you don't even give enough, you let alone make it be a guarantee for a fucking character you want, and you don't think people are not gonna feel some kind of fucking way about it. And yet somehow they deem that as the fault of the fans and the player base, and not the fault of the fucking dev for simply not trying harder to fix the fucking issue. Sure, sure. But then this second part here, this second part, because I'm not gonna touch upon the third part too much because that's just copium if anything else. If you want to rely on the collab, maybe getting you a free unit, sure, hold on to that hope. Maybe it might happen, maybe. But even then, you have to think, then what the fuck is the point of the anniversary if the only way you get a free character is through a collaboration? It just undermines the fucking anniversary in such a bad way that I don't even think Neon Infinity really sees it. Because honestly, hey, a game that been out for 2 years and the game should be rewarding the fucking player base. It should be celebrating with the player base, and yet somehow the fucking collaboration of a game with another thing, it seemed more enticing to get to because you might be getting a free character through that, but not one from the fucking anniversary. Yeah, sure. But this second part here is just so fucking dumb to me. It's just so fucking dumb. Because basically what he's saying is that hey, if you're getting story, if you're getting two limited characters, and if you're getting lots of events in this update, then having a free character would lead to toxic reactions. How the fuck does that make any sense? How the fuck how the fuck they're adding that make anything worse for Ruar? You know, it just baffles me, and it's always funny to me that when I see certain content creators go out their way, now I'm talking about the Ruar CCs in particular, when I see them go out their way to try to find different ways to shit on Hoyo or Genshin in particular, one of the many things I often see is comparisons. Cause the most they compare with is the fucking animation. How, oh, look at it in Withering Way, it's so beautiful, and look at all this godlike shit they're doing. I mean, hell, one of the optimization for the fucking game, I say optimizations, but one of the things they have it for the next update is that when you cut the grass, it actually look like you can cut grass. So I'm sure that'd be another comparison video for someone out there to show, oh, look at World War character can cut grab, but Genshin don't let you do that shit. It just falls like into pieces when you cut it. It's not fluid or anything. They only like to compare shit. But then when you talk about shit like this, like basic shit, like shit that you would expect a fucking gacha game to do, they will never talk about it. You know why? Because they would look incredibly fucking stupid if they tried. So, I'll do the honors as a fellow Hoyo player to compare Genshin's last year Genshin anniversary to this anniversary, and you guys tell me if what Neon Infinity here said is either okay, an okay reasoning or a dumb as shit reasoning. Okay? So Genshin last year anniversary, they had a new region, Nongrai. So when you get into it, you had a new region. If you explore the region and get to see item, you get a free 4-star. This is something Genshin always done whenever they go to a new region. When you enter it, you will, whenever in a certain part within the story, you will get a free 4-star character that represent that region. Okay? You have the ability to be able to get a constellation of a character simply by you walking in, doing your daily and spending resins. You had to do it eight for 8 weeks, right? And when you get all the way to getting the character, you just gotta wait 30 days after that, and then you can rinse repeat into the next anniversary, and then they'll have more characters you can try and get a constellation of. It's not a whole list of characters the first time around, but they will add more later on. So that's another nifty thing they had in this anniversary. You had a little pet companion with a cat robot. They gave you a little love seat thing, so if you're in co-op, you bestie can sit down and watch the stars or watch some hilly trails, trying to fucking bully a pig, but not pig. Oh, I don't know what the hell they call that, but you get what the hell I'm talking about. You get 20 or so fucking pulls, 16,000 premium gems, and then 10 phase doing a login. I think they give you more, but it could be just 20, so who the hell knows? I could be wrong by that one. I think it's more than 20, but who knows? They had a bunch of events. One of the set events was like some picture event. Another event was a fighting event. I can't remember what the hell it was exactly. And they also updated the traveler tales. Now they have it that you can go to the shrine in Inazuma and have it that you can meet up a specific character. They also have it now that if you have been doing traveler tales before now, you can, if you had enough stamps, you can be able to get 60 premium gem when you fill up a page on that fucking book you be carrying. They also have story content for non-credit cores. You meeting Sandrone, you meeting Calabina, finding out what you need to find out about the Frostmoon Scions, the whole thing with Flins, etc. And of course, Rare. They was also putting out Llama in the first phase and Flins in the second phase. Okay? So, with all that being said, with all of that, okay, they also was giving you a free 5-star selector. So let me see if I understand what Neon Infinity here is trying to say. So Wu are doing story content, giving you events, and putting out 2 limited characters is apparently the limit of what they can do on anniversary, and that is enough reason why they shouldn't give you a free 5-star character. But Genshin does the exact same thing on their anniversary, and they still manage to squeeze in a free 5-star for you. You're getting a free 4-star within that region, and then you're getting a fucking free 5-star selector for the standard characters, of course. But somehow, according to Neon Infinity, that because you're getting story content, something that should be in the motherfucking update to begin with, events, again, something that's supposed to be in the fucking game anyway, characters, which I'm sure if they're anything like Genshin or any other fucking gacha game, he realm from either being one character they're selling or two, something they already fucking do anyway. Somehow that is a valid excuse as to why they can't give you a free 5-star character on that anniversary. I heard a lot of dumb shit in my lifetime, but this had to be the most dumbest fucking take I ever read. It has to be. It ranks up there as one of the most ridiculous fucking takes I ever read. And somehow he thinks this is some sort. This may make up some this that all that shit that he just mentioned makes up why the game refused to give you a fucking 5-star. So what I'm hearing is that last year when he didn't give you anything, then that was just then there was no justification getting you a 5-star back then. But in this case, since they're giving you so much in terms of what the fuck to do, that's a justification why they're not gonna give you a 5-star. Make that make sense. Make that make any fucking sense. Star Rail is probably gonna have a conclusion with their fucking story. Genshin will start a whole new fucking region, probably being Snatchnaya, of course, when September hits, and you can bet they're gonna probably give you the same shit, if not more, on their fucking anniversary. And ZZZ, I think their anniversary around June or July or something. Yeah, you can bet they're gonna have some new story content, some other shit going on for them. But when it comes to World War, they can't do the same shit. Because since they're giving you so much content and giving you two new characters, they can't give you a fucking 5-star character. I said in the previous video, I was just waiting for the excuses. I was just waiting for the bullshit. I was just waiting for people to try to pass the buck, try to turn this into it being something of the fault of the community and not the fault of the devs or the fucking game itself. We're gonna blame the players that had a reason to complain. We're gonna blame them. All the while, we're gonna make all the excuses in the world as to why giving away a free 5-star isn't a thing. And and you have some people even going out their way to say, "Oh, people are not trying to play this game for the sake of the game. They're only playing this game because, well, they're only playing the game for the rewards and whatnot." Like, it just baffles me. It really does. It baffles me. Where if we was talking about Hoyo, Genshin or otherwise, you have people shitting on it, including the fucking CC going hard on it. And this is why I said I was waiting for somebody in the CC space to open their fucking mouth and try to defend this or try to deflect it in some fucking way. And lo and behold, here's fucking Neon Infinity doing it. I know Saint was doing it, hence why he wasn't invited in that fucking podcast, I bet. Apart from, his ops being in that fucking podcast with Gotchas, man, I'm going to guarantee you his fucking takes would have been bullshit, if not plain fucking trash. But he's one of those people that were just trying to defend this fucking anniversary. And like I said, I'm sure whenever Clive Keogh come back for his 2 week, his 2 week break to talk about some shit that's already long since passed, he'll probably defend that shit as well. Because that's exactly what's gonna happen. It just so happened Neon Infinity just happened to say some dumb shit that caught my attention. But boy, man, it baffles me. It really does. To first blame the players for having a valid complaint. Not blame the devs for them removing the fucking bans in the play because I guess they was too fucking lazy to fix the fucking thing. to just, tweak it and make it better, to try and make it free. They just didn't want to do that because, again, the word free seemed like a fucking allergic reaction to them. And again, it just seems stupid to me. It just seemed weird as well that they are capable of giving the Ray a free 5-star when, when they were trying to do damage control way back when. But when we're talking about anniversary, giving back to the players, nah, they can't do that shit. The only time they would be remotely able to do that, unless you're doing a spinning event. If you're doing a spinning event, that's about the only way you get a free character. But then to also say, because an update is giving you shit that any other update would be doing any fucking way, that's a well enough reason for them not to give you a 5-star character. You wanna know what's funny to me also? He went out of his way to shit on Nicole, talking about how her animation was slop and low effort, and talking about how the Hoyo show was just accepting slop. And yet here you have Ruar, who basically is the pimp, and you have the hoes, basically the people that want to accept this shit and accept the fucking anniversary as it is. And the pimp, being Ruar, is just throwing 40 fucking poles at the fucking players, throwing some fucking bike skins and say, here, happy anniversary. And the fact that they can't give you a 5-star character, even though they giving all this shit away. But a game like Genshin can do everything War can do and more. The game that's low effort, the game that don't do, then the game that's low quality. But when you compare that to Withering Way, they can't even do the fucking bare minimum. But you have people like Neon Infinity defending it. As I said before, the sooner people get these fuckers out of the community and just block them out, the better off they be. This was a shit take, a dumbass take at that, and I don't know what the fuck kind of weed he must have been smoking to come to this fucking conclusion of his.